Welcome back to the channel. Look what I got. The GW-5035A 35th anniversary. This is part of the Big Bang Black collection. What were they thinking? I mean, I know why they did it, but I'm guessing they didn't have a natural English speaking member in their team, and that's why in the thumbnail I selected the name Vanta Black to you know take notice of the color of the resin here, because that's where they're trying to say here. You can see that the color here is like really dark. I don't have any other G-Shock that has this type of color, and it's soft. It's way softer, a lot softer than the GW-5000. It's incredible. It's not in perfect condition. As you can see, it has a little nick here in the raised corners here, but man, does it look good. Let me show you a quick before and after here, what I had to do to remove the fogging. But don't worry, I'll show you the inside pretty soon. I'm gonna be showing you how it looks here in this magazine from 2023, the 40th anniversary here magazine, the Bible, the G-Shock Bible. There's a mistake in this magazine also. So another thing to point out is, notice how the adjust button looks to be smaller than the other, right? But it's actually, all the buttons are actually the same size. What makes it look smaller is actually the bezel. There's a lot more meat in the bezel around this area, and it hides the button just a little bit. And these buttons are the ones that I have on my GW-5000 right here. And the screws, the black screws on the bezel, as you can see here. Look at that. But let's go over to the work section of the video and show you the inside of this watch. All right, check it out. Let's remove the straps and get on twisting that back cover. Proper tool. Of course, I'll leave you links to all the tools that I'm using. If you use the proper tool, it's actually pretty simple to get this watch open. As you can see, not that difficult. Once you get it loose, easy to get it open. Move that spacer. There's a clip on the top at 12 o'clock. And once you spread it open a little bit, now you get to pull the module out like that. There it is. Even out of the case, you can see that it's a little bit difficult to read that screen. So to remove that solar panel on this watch, just the same as the GW-5000, it won't come out just by pulling it, because you got to remove the buttons. So removing the bezel screws, remove the bezel, just so it's easier. Getting the tool, pull the clip. There it is. Remove the button, and just repeat it on the other 3 buttons. And once you do that, it's easy to pull up that I want to call a cage that holds the solar panel. So you can now slide out. And look how dirty that solar panel is, that fogging. Make sure you do not use alcohol inside that glass or you're going to lose the letters. Clean rag, and you can see slowly but surely you get that clean. Clean the solar panel, clean the inside of the watch, all that fogging. Put it back together. Look how nice it looks, all nice and dark, even color. Now we got to put back the buttons, put the module back, changing the battery. That's the old battery. You know, if you've been watching before, you know that I keep track of the batteries. So it's 16C as in zebra. That means the battery is from 2016. The C represents December. The new one is 25/6, which means 2025. 6 is June. Now, when closing the battery door, I like to make sure that it's nice and fully closed, because if it's not, you know, it might clip open. So I like to make sure that it's, you know, fully, you know, that clip, it's fully closed before I put the watch back together. And if you notice on the left, the humidity gauge, like I've always said, make sure you keep the humidity down when you're working on a watch. AC resets, mandatory when you remove or replace a battery on a watch. The spacer here, I don't do it here, but I recommend, here's the O-ring part number. The little tab for the grounds to the back cover, make sure that it's exposed over that. If it's not, you could just use one of your tweezers and bend it up a little bit more. You can see that O-ring is way past its maintenance time, and it's no longer good. It's gonna get stretched. You really need, yeah, it's flat, way flat. No longer serves its purpose. The new one's ready and lubed. Make sure it's nice and seated inside that channel. Take your time, no rush. Make sure it's nice and lubed, because on this step, if it's not, you might mess it up. So place the back cover. I'm going to show you how I do this. Don't know if it's correct. You see how I twist it back and forth? Got to make sure you don't cross thread those threads. Do it by hand, back and forth again, making sure the O-ring is slowly being compressed. Keep going. If you go at it immediately, the O-ring might get pinched and it'll start coming out of one of the sides. That's why I keep turning the watch over, trying to see on every side to see if the O-ring is coming out. So now I get the ball, which helps me get it a little bit tighter. And, you know, I keep going back and forth, looking at it. Making sure. Compressing that O-ring slowly. Once I feel comfortable, then I can go and give it that last little oomph. So let's go back to the beginning. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. So you can see it's basically a GW-5000 with a nice gold back cover. Same module. These two have the same module. 3159, because this is the first version of the GW-5000. Different glass. I really like that glass. But that negative display, if you've been following the channel, you know that negative display is not my thing. So as you can see, this magazine is fully, you know, not like the previous magazine that I showed you. This one is intended for the Japanese market, and this is actually the front cover, and for us here in the United States is the back cover. So this is the back. In this page, number 77, you can see the watch here. Let me see if I can get it in frame here. It's all in Japanese. You see that number? That's supposed to be the module number. It's supposed to be 3159, but they wrote 3145. Look at that. Don't worry. I inquired ChatGPT to help me out with the translation here. It even improved the image quality. Look at that. So the price you see is not the price that it was worth when it came out. That's the price, the buyback price. They gotta be crazy. They'll offer you $94 if you want to sell that back to Casio, I guess. So this model was created in 2018 to commemorate the 35th anniversary of gshock. Based on the GW-5000, it features a simple classic design that pairs well with its matte black finish, which minimizes gloss and shine. The color scheme is called Big Bang Black. It is intended to express the state of nothingness before the birth of the universe. Beautifully represented through its non-glossy matte coloring. So that's why they named it Big Bang Black. I mean, I guess, okay. You know what I mean? This is just the same thing, but in original text. That way I could keep it for my records. So, there it is. Now, I don't want to miss the Big Bang Black here, resin here, because this is long discontinued. You can't get this anywhere. I want to use the watch, and I'm probably gonna install another of these bezels. This is a DW-5000R bezel. You can see that the black is very similar here. I like the 5000 because it's all flat like the first G-Shock. That's why I installed it on this GW-5000. The straps, I also want to keep them safe. So I might end up installing a NATO strap. That way it protects the back, just like on this. see if I can take it off. Check it out. Running J's and K's adapters here. I'll leave you guys a link down below. So expect this watch to look similar to this, right? Except for the screen. Now I'm changing that negative, but I'm changing it to something else, right? Anybody want to guess? Leave me a comment down below, because I can assure you, you're not gonna guess right. But that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching. Peace out.